friends, it's Emily here, and it is time for monthly recommendations. For those of you who don't know, monthly recommendations is a Goodreads group hosted by Kayla from Kayla Rain and Trina from Between Chapters, and we all share our recommendations for the topic of the month on our BookTube videos or our book blogs or whatever it is you talk about books. And this month, for Valentine's Day, we're talking about OTPS, your one true pairings, and I love me some OTPs. I love romance and cute little couples, and they just make my heart happy. And it's really hard because I've been like, oh, I want to talk on my book monthly recommendations videos of like people and books that like people don't really talk about, or that I don't really talk about much, that need more love, and it's been super hard because there's a lot of like really popular couples I want to talk about. So we're just gonna say, like, I would love to talk about Jane Austen and about the shipping wars in Harry Potter and the Throne of Glass and all of those things, but I'm gonna resist the temptation and talk about book couples that normally I don't talk about on this channel, or that I don't see other people talk about on their channels and blogs and all that stuff. So, here we go. First up, I have Eliza Braun and Wellington books from the Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences series by Pip Valentine and T. Morris. This is a steampunk series that takes place in Victorian London, and guys, they are so precious. And basically, this is the ultimate opposites attract OTP, because Eliza Braun, she works in the ministry and she's out there shooting things and she loves to make things explode, and she's really like crude and crazy. And then there's Wellington Books, who also works for the ministry, but he works in the archives. He's a librarian and he's super prim and proper. Like, this cover kind of explains their whole relationship right here, and she's constantly saying and doing things that make him blush, and it's really super adorable. But he also has his own like hidden badass side, which is kind of awesome. And I love them so much. And they're half the reason why, most of them, actually they're like 75 to 80%, if not more, the reason why I read this series, because I just think they're so adorable. And then for a couple that's completely different, and one that like isn't necessarily a current OTP, but they have a special place in my heart, and that is Christy and Todd from the Christy Miller series. If you really like uber conservative Christian corny teenage fiction, Christy and Todd are right up your alley. And that was me back in high school, back in the day. I will let you know, as an adult now, my views are very different than when I first read this series. And if I were to pick up this book now, they probably would not be my OTP. But because they meant so much to me back when I was like between the ages of 13 and like 20, 21, that's a huge chunk of my life, at least at this point in my life, and they just have a special place in my heart. He's like a surfer who loves Jesus, and she's from the Midwest and then moves to California, and they're just super cute, and I just really enjoyed like watching their love story unfold throughout my teenage years. And if you've watched my channel at all in 2016, this next one probably won't surprise you. But nobody else talks about this series but me. So I'm going to talk about the Chicagoland Vampires and Methan. And Methan is Ethan Sullivan and Merritt. Guys, Ethan Sullivan. Like, I can't even explain how swoony he is. He's so swoony. I love him. And Merritt totally is just like, hey, stop being a jerk face. And she calls him Darth Sullivan for a while, which is wonderful. And she totally puts him in his place. And they're just like a perfect match. They're a perfect match for each other. And I love them. I love them so much. And I can't get enough of them. But I have to have enough of them because the series is ending in March. Or April. April, I think. And it's super sad that the series is ending. But I think there's going to be a spin-off, which I'm super excited about. Oh my gosh. Next up, I have Aneth and Balthazar from Mortal Heart by Robin Lefevre. I never know how to say this name. Anyway, this is the third book in his Fair Assassin trilogy, which is a fantastic trilogy that everyone needs to read because they're nuns who are assassins. Like, before Selena Sardathian, you had nuns who were assassins, and it's awesome. Anyway, and the other couples in the first two books are also really, really awesome, and I super, super love them, but I think this is my favorite pairing, and I can't explain a whole lot why I love them as a pair without giving away spoilers for the book, but it's awesome. And I think Aneth is my favorite character out of the three girls in the trilogy. I just really love her. And then there is Kate and Curran from the Kate Daniels series. Like, this is another open fantasy. It takes place in a, like, post-magic / apocalyptic Atlanta. And they're awesome. Curran is the king of the beasts. He's a lion, shapeshifter guy. And Kate has magic. And basically, like, I just love seeing their romance unfold. And you think that they can't get any more awesome with each book. Because each book, you're like, yeah, they're awesome. And they're just, like, really, really adorable. And, like, ridiculously snarky with each other. Like, she calls him, like, his furriness. And just, like, makes fun of him all the time. Even though he's, like, the Beast Lord over all Atlanta. And he's, like, tough. And she's all like, yeah, I don't take you seriously at all. Go away. Well, not really go away because... Anyway, but they're great, but then each book, they just keep getting more awesome, and you're like, how did this relationship get even better? I don't understand, but it's the best. So, Kate and Curran forever. And this one, okay, hear me out on this one, because the Lunar Chronicles is a super popular series that everybody talks about. But I feel like there is one couple that people don't give enough credit to, and that is Winter and Jason. Like, when I was reading Winter, I was like, oh my gosh, you two are the most precious babies ever. Like, she's supposed to be Snow White, and he's like this guard, captain, soldier guy, and like everything he does throughout the entire series is for Winter. And he calls her trouble, and she compares him to the sun and like sunshine, and they're just so cute. I mean, guys, like they might be my favorites, even over Cress and Thorn, which, I mean, I need to give Winter a reread before I officially say that, but yeah, like, I love Winter and Jason, and I really wish more people talked about them, because I think they're freaking adorable. Then we have the Paper Magician trilogy by Charlie and Holmberg, and guys, Sienny and Emery are awesome. Like, they're super, super great, and it's kind of weird because he's, like, her teacher, like, she's his apprentice, and so it's kind of a weird thing, and you feel slightly weird about it. Like, not because, like, there is an age difference, but it's not, like, a ridiculous age difference where you're like, oh my gosh, that's creepy, but just because, you know, he is, in a way, like, her teacher. So, I will say that's kind of weird, but I love their relationship. And I love their love story. And I can't tell you, again, it's one of those, I can't really tell you their love story a whole lot without giving you spoilers. But let's just say, when I read The Paper Magician and I was reading, like, how this story was going, I was like, oh my gosh, that is such a great idea. Why didn't I think of that idea? Because it was awesome. And then we have the Girl at Midnight series. And basically, all of these couples, all of them, they're all great. But yeah, basically, like, if you just want, like, a book that has a ton of, like, shippable couples, you really need to read The Girl at Midnight. You'll really, really enjoy it. And they're all, like, diverse, which is awesome and super cool and makes me super happy. And there is a love triangle, but there's, like, one side of the triangle where I'm just kind of, like, obviously it's gonna go this way because I really don't care about the other one. And yeah, it's great. I feel like this whole video is not really me, like, explaining why they're OTPs, me just being like they're super cute, but I'm really bad at this without giving away spoilers. And then, as I was making this list, I realized these were all male-female couples, which is super frustrating. And so, these are some of my other OTPs, but they're, like, more popular books. And so, this basically just shows me that I need to read more LGBTQIA plus love stories. So, give me your favorite OTPs with them. But, here are my picks for them. We have Aristotle and Dante, who are awesome. Like, this is such a great story of, like, being friends and then falling in love. and they break my heart, and then they put it back together again, and just, and of course, how could I leave out Simon in blue? I mean, like, seriously, I've read this book 4 times now, and still, even the 4th time, when I, like, read their emails, I just have this really stupid smile on my face the entire time, because they're so cute, and I love how flirty they are. And again, it's the whole, like, they started out as friends, then it became more than friends, but yet, like, Simon doesn't know who Blue is, and so it's like, whole, like, mystery to it, and it's just so great. So just go read this book already. And then we have Simon and Baz from Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. Like, frankly, this isn't my favorite Rainbow Rowell book. I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite. But one of the things that I really enjoyed about it, that really makes me like the book more than I normally would, is because Simon and Baz are just so great. Because, you know, they're like Harry and Draco. And I was never a Harry and Draco shipper, but now I read Carry On, and I'm like, okay, I understand now, because it's great. And then we have Amanda and Grant from If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. And I know there's some people who don't really like Grant, and this is, she's a trans girl, and he's a cisgender boy. And I know some people don't like Grant, but I have hope for him. I have hope for him. And the book, and it's, yeah, anyway, I have hope. I have always had a hard time finding female-female relationships that I really shipped, and it got me really, really frustrated. But then I read Georgia Peaches and Other Forbidden Fruit, and Joe and Mary Carson are awesome. I really, really love them, and I was totally rooting for them and swooning over them the entire time I was reading this book. And yeah, so I'm super excited. So I especially need female-female relationships, and so tell me your OTPs with that. And yeah, anyway, so there we go. There's my list of OTPs that are kind of both ones that I don't talk about, / other people don't talk about, but they kind of do. I don't know. Anyway, I just really like swooning and fangirling over OTPs, and so I'm sorry that this video really wasn't coherent a whole lot. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Tell me your favorite OTPs, and I will see you all later. Bye.